Dude, what's going on? Yeah, man, I just finished watching Golden Child. He got a few videos on YouTube, man. You know, for a minute when I seen the title of the video, I was like, nah, Golden Child ain't quitting trucking, man. What you talking about? I already knew that title was bogus because I know YouTube viewers, y'all want to see drama and y'all want to see somebody fail, and like y'all want to see that. Y'all don't want to see people doing good. Y'all don't want that shit. Cause like I can look at my videos, right? I can go all through the comments and find videos that's like me talking about good shit, you know, making money, informational videos. The view count is low, like 500 views, 600 views. But all the videos me talking about drama, you know, lease purchase and the difference between an owner operator and all that bullshit. And I got like 2,000 views on them videos, 1,000 views, 1,500 views. You know, talking about trolls and shit. I already know that's the YouTube game, man. We got to trick y'all into watching the videos. That's what we have to do. But yeah, that last video with Golden Child, man, he got a little hot. But sometimes you need to hear that, you know. Get your ass up and go get a fucking truck. That's the moral of that video, okay? Get your ass up and go get a truck. Because a lot of guys, right? I get a lot of guys that come in on my videos. Oh, you ain't nothing but a glorified company driver. Oh, you a slave for the company. That's some dumbass shit. It's like, you in America, dog. You always gonna be a fucking slave. It's just like you saying some stupid shit. Like, I'm happy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't bother me. I'm just trying to help y'all dumbass. It's like I get some trolls saying like, "Oh, you a rookie." I've been in this business 10 years. I'm a rookie. I mean, my mindset is that I consider myself a rookie all the time, because that day I become complacent and I assume I know every fucking thing. That day something gonna happen. So I kind of consider myself, every day is a learning experience. Every day I'm gonna learn something new, just to make sure that I don't do nothing stupid out here. But that's not what this video is about. But I just want to give a shout out to Golden Child, man. I don't know if he's still pulling cars, because the last video he said he was pulling mail. I was thinking about pulling mail. Mail pay pretty good. It's steady freight. I know a guy who pulls some mail. He made good money, man. It's light loads, man. Like, they pay pretty good. It's a set rate, so you make $1.50 a mile. It's power only, so all you gotta do is bring a truck. They got the trailers, so $1.50 a mile. $1.50 a mile, all miles. It's light freight. You're gonna get good fuel mileage, and it's out and back. It's out and back. It's the same runs every. You get a run going from Atlanta to Orlando. That's a good run. Because you can do that in one day. Atlanta to, because I live in Atlanta, so Atlanta to Jacksonville, you can go to Jacksonville and back in one day. You know what I'm saying? That's a good run. But getting got sidetracked. But yeah, man, this is just a little update video, man. This week, I work, because if you watch my videos, I was home pretty much all last weekend. Like when I tell y'all, so y'all think I be bullshitting. Y'all really think I be bullshitting. On the choice board, there's really no reason for you to be in the hole. Absolutely no fucking reason for you to be in the hole. Like Schneider tells you, hey, yeah, put money back. Or they tell you to set up a credit on your account, so if you go home, you can have a truck note saved up. But you running a business, man, like you don't need to be setting up no credit for them. That's just stupid. Like I have an account set up to where if I do experience an extended period of downtime, 2 weeks and shit, I'll just call up Schneider Finance and be like, hey, I need to make a payment. Just like paying a water bill or light bill, my mortgage. Just say I need to make a payment. And you just make a payment. You authorize a payment over the phone. I mean, it's like a lot of y'all get caught up in the hype that, oh, don't do no lease. No, that lease, you slaving for the company. Retarded ass shit. Y'all motherfuckers retarded. Like I say, there's really no reason for you to be in the hole when you're on the choice board. Now, if you got a fleet manager, it's a possibility because you got somebody else providing you work. But I worked 4 days this week. I grossed $3,500. Now my check, it probably won't be $2,000 because fuel was high this week. I couldn't find no cheap fuel in the lane that I was running, so I think I spent about $1,000 in fuel compared to last week. I did very well the last couple weeks on fuel because I found some very cheap fuel stops, and I was able to find fuel for very cheap, like $2.10 a gallon. But this week I couldn't find nothing cheaper than I couldn't find no fuel cheaper than $2.20, $2.25 a gallon. So my fuel was high this week. I spent about $9.50 on fuel this week. So my settlement, I won't have a $2,000 settlement. I'll probably have a $1,800, $1,700 settlement, even though I grossed $3,500. You know what I mean? But in 4 days, no. Let's see. Because if you watch my videos, I was home Monday, Tuesday, and a little bit of Wednesday, because I make those videos talking about Finance 101, the numbers game. I made that video. I was at my rental. Yeah, so like I was home for like what, 4 or 5 days. I was home Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. You know what I mean? And then I left out Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I got home Sunday afternoon. So that's like 4.5 days, because I didn't really work a full 5th day. I didn't work a full day. I ran a load, but it wasn't like a full day to me. And so, like, you know, I be trying to tell y'all, like, there's really no reason for you to be in the hole. And I know a lot of guys, they scared of a lease purchase because they scared of being in the hole. It's just like, what fucking hole are you talking about? Like, even if I'm in the hole on my settlement, I don't need a settlement every week. And that's the thing I'm trying to get to you guys, is like, when you running a business, don't intend on receiving a settlement every week. You know what I mean? Like, I can go without a settlement for a month, 2 months, if it really came down to it. You know what I mean? Like, I can let my truck sit at the yard and call Schneider up and write him a check every week if it came down to it, without moving my truck. Should I do that? No. But if it really came down to it, I could. And that's where you want to be. And like, you know, you need to have cash reserves in your business. But my point of this video is like, okay, on the choice board, like I say all the time, it's like, a lot of guys, you know, they're afraid of like doing the lease purchase because they're scared of being in the hole. But it's like if you run your loads properly, you can get good home time and never be in the hole. Like last year when I was on the load board, I think I was in the hole like one time. Because every time I go home, I make sure I have enough revenue to cover my expenses. Then I go home for like 4 or 5 days. And then I come back out and I just run. You know, I won't like get a full settlement. Like my settlement will be like $500. But that's better than going home and not having no revenue. It's the same thing as a company driver. Like when I was a company driver, I used to do that same shit. Like I would run about 2 weeks at a time, a week at a time. So like I would go out for a week or two, and then that load sending me home, that load would be like 1,500 miles. That'll give me half a check. And then when I do 3 or 4 days at home, I'll come back out, run a long load, and then it's as if I never went home because I'm getting a full check because I already have miles on me already when I leave out the house. And that's the same thing when I'm running the truck. So it's like when you go home, I try to have about, if I'm planning on going home, I try to have about 1,000, I say about 1,500 on my settlement when I go home. If I'm planning extended home time, like 4 or 5 days, I'll try to have about 1,500 in revenue. That'll cover the truck note, miscellaneous expenses. I won't get a full settlement, but I won't be negative. Because that way, because if you be negative, you're going to have 2 truck notes coming off your settlement. You're going to have 2 insurances, you're going to have double a lot of the expenses coming off your settlement. You know what I mean? And like a lot of guys, I know I'm going to get some fucking trolls. It's like they like, oh, that's why you ought to go to a dealer. It's like, you paying bills either way, dude. Like, fuck wrong with you? Like, I think a lot of guys, they get caught up talking to a Swift driver or like very inexperienced Swift drivers or U.S. Express drivers and fucking drivers with fleet managers and shit, and these very inexperienced drivers that don't know what the fuck they're doing. A prime driver, or you know what I mean? Like these guys that got to be running all up and down the fucking road and shit in the negative. Like if you with a company and you working 70 hours a week and you in the fucking negative, you need to find you another company, dog. That's just the truth, man. Like, I don't understand. Like, I work 4.5, just say 5 days. Like, I work Wednesday to Sunday afternoon, and I gross $3,600. Now, that ain't a bunch of money to me, but I got other shit going on. I have to be home. I can't be out on the road for months at a time and shit. You know, at best, a week or 2. And I don't never run like that. I be home every weekend. I try to gross as much money I can in a week. You know? So that's how I like to run. Because there's really no point in doing all that. When I got to the yard, I still had like 25 hours on my 70-hour clock. I could have ran some more loads. I could have topped it off. I could have been running today, as a matter of fact. Because I seen some loads on the board. It's like, I could have ran them loads. I could have had a $4,500 settlement this week. But I got other shit going on. That truck ain't my primary source of stuff to do. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do other shit. I'm trying to do rentals. I'm trying to do side business on the side. I do my photography business on the side. I'm doing other things on the side to make money, man. It's like you gotta stay busy, man. Stop wasting your fucking time. That's another thing. I mean, wasting your time, man. Sitting around watching TV and chilling with your boys and shit. Now, granted, I got friends to hang out with, but I hang out with them for a minute, But then I got stuff to do. I got stuff to do. So, you know, but yeah, so I had a $3,500 settlement. So I'm expecting about $950 in fuel to come out my settlement, and then a truck note, which is $700, and then I got another, $100, $120 in insurance. Yeah, maybe $100 in insurance. Liability is about $60, and then you got the base plates. You got workers' comp. You'd be looking at about $110 in miscellaneous insurances and stuff. So I'm expecting about a $1,700 settlement. Now for 4.5 or 5 days, a lot of guys don't even make that after working a whole week. You know what I mean? They done ran all up and down the road, because I done did it. It just depends on the loads that you're booking. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, the saying, a lot of guys say no to cheap freight. Yeah, say no to cheap freight, because if you see a cheap load on the board, don't book it. Like, for me, if I look at the board and it's a whole bunch of cheap loads on there, I just go on home. It ain't even worth it. Just go on home. You know what I mean? I got other things to do. So it's just like, if it ain't no top quality premium loads on the board, I go home. And a lot of times I'm no more than like 200 miles from the house. I'm usually at best 300 miles from the house, maybe 100, 150 miles, 200 miles from the house. That's about 3-4 hours. I dead head on home. You know what I mean? Well, I just chalk it up. Just like, oh, this week is a shitty week. I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? But, this video is 17 minutes, man. I just wanted to give y'all an update. This week ain't a $2,000 week this week. But, given the situation, I think I did pretty good. And that's how I run. Last year, this is what I did last year. That's all I did. I mean, like I tell y'all, anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000 a week, and I always been consistent. I got 100 videos on my channel, and that's all. I'm not lying. That's what it is. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. I'll see y'all next time. I know I'm gonna get some trolls, man.